What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle and welcome back to the game department. Today, we're going to add another car to our Bathurst Challenge leaderboard. A lot of people have brought this one up, so I think it's time to do it. This is going to be the V8 Supercar, specifically a Holden, around the Bathurst Challenge. So I don't know how well this is going to go. I know that these are notoriously difficult to keep control of, especially if you're inexperienced with them, like myself. So this is going to be a learning curve and an interesting experience. So here we are at Bathurst in Assetto Corsa, ready to drive our V8 Holden Commodore. I have no idea how well this is going to go. I don't even know if I'm going to get a full 10 laps if I don't put this through a wall. So let's take this thing on a pretty leisurely lap and work out what it's like under braking, how well it takes off, and what turning this thing is like. Because I imagine as soon as you plant your foot coming out of a corner, you're going sideways or into a wall. Maybe in my situation, probably both. So let's have a look. Alrighty, let's take off and have a quick little look and see what this car is going to be like. Oh, jeez. Okay. Don't plant your foot because you're going to start sliding. That is very quick. Obviously in first gear, it's not going to be very good. Let's go down to second, try and take this corner. Oh my God. It is very unforgiving. As soon as you put your foot down and it starts hitting that top of the revs, you are sliding those wheels. They just free spin. Alright, I'm going to try and take this one in third then, and maybe start at a higher gear. Helps a little bit. Not much, but it does a little bit. Okay, let's start this very first straight here, see how fast we can get. These are a 6-speed gearbox. We'll go underneath the Assetto Corsa banner. 251. Okay, 251 and we're hitting the limiter. Let's drop down into third. Oh God, really late on the brakes. Oh gosh, okay. Maybe we might need to brake a little bit earlier than that. Or maybe even take it in fourth gear. Alright, let's go up the mountain. This is going to be a learning curve. I am not really very experienced in V8 supercars. And this is definitely going to show it. Oh my God. These things slide so quickly. There's such a little margin of error. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is going to be hard. This is going to be a hard 10 laps. I feel like I can't do any corner comfortably. Like, if you have confidence in myself getting any of these corners done without losing traction in the rear of the car. Oh, geez, this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard. I feel like anybody who's half decent at driving these cars that is watching this video right now is crying inside. Crying inside. All right, let's get down, do the dipper. Oh God, it's just so relentless. As soon as you put your foot down, the whole thing just does not want to be associated with the road anymore. Immediately turns into a skid. Okay. Let's see how far we can get on the last straight. So auto control is definitely going to be one of the hardest things to deal with on these 10 laps. Because as soon as you really give it just a little bit more than the car can handle, a little bit more than the road can handle, because the car can absolutely handle it, the minute you go just past that barrier of traction, you've gone. Alright, let's drop down, try and do the chase here. Oh God, need to be a bit slower or turn in a bit faster. This is going to be hard. This is going to be so difficult. I'm not really experienced at driving these cars at all, which is very obvious. Let's try and, oh God, locked up on the brakes. This is going to be the hardest 10 laps I've done so far. Alrighty, I'm going to jump in, do these 10 laps. Now, as per the rules that we've made so far, I'm only doing 10 laps. No cars get extra laps because not only does it measure speed, but it also measures drivability and absolute difficulty. So let's jump in. I'll do these 10 laps. I'll come back with the fastest lap and we will see how we go. This is going to suck. Alrighty, guys, here we go. Fastest lap in the V8 Supercar. Third gear already. Fourth gear just as we cross the line at 155 kilometers an hour. Fifth gear, now we're going to push 200 Ks before we start slowing down for this last corner, down into third. Ideally, you would want to be in second gear, but I couldn't comfortably get it to second without spinning the back of the car every single time I tried. So we're up into fifth gear, almost 200 kilometers, already hitting 200. We're going to hit 235, 240 in sixth, just as we pass this Assetto Corsa banner. Now underneath, we're at 250 kilometers an hour, really hitting the limiter of sixth gear. Dropping down, we want to hit third gear and hold the camber on this road to the right-hand side as much as we can, because the minute you start powering out, you're going to hit that left wall if you don't have the camber. Dropping up to fifth, now we want to start slowing down and hit second gear to make this left-hand turn here. And again, really, really slow on the throttle because if you take off hard, you're going straight into the wall and losing traction. Third gear, holding the right-hand side, up to the left. Just a little nudge on the left-hand wall there, nothing too drastic, so we can turn it in on fourth. Almost hitting that wall. If you hit that wall on the left, you are done for. Fifth gear, we want to let off slightly to let the front of the nose turn in so we can start putting our foot back down and getting some power in. We're hitting 200 kilometers here at the very top, dropping off, turn it in, put back down on the floor, and we are just slightly losing a bit of traction in fifth gear, which is bananas. Down into fourth, where we want to start making our way through the S's and try and hold as much speed as we can. Into third, down into second to the dipper, hold it left, start powering out as immediately, as fast as you can. Getting up into third, getting up into fourth, and we want to hold this right-hand turn here before we start our left into Forest Elbow. Dropping off speed into second gear, hugging it tight and powering out hard into the end of this corner. Now we're holding the speed as much as we can up to fourth gear. We're going to hit sixth gear before we even hit the Bentley sign. We're going to swap over and have a look and see what the car looks like on the track and see how fast we can get our speed trap. Now I don't know if it's this mod specifically. V8 supercars can hit up to about 290, 300 kilometers an hour, but with this mod we only got to about 253. I don't know if it's a limiter in the mod itself or if there was just something that was holding the car back, but 253 is the speed. Now we want to start slowing down to third gear to do the chase and really trying to hold on power as much as we can. Lost it a little bit here, but just saved it. Luckily just saved it. Up into fourth, we're going to hit fifth gear. We want to drop down into third or second to try and get this last turn. We're going to drop down one more gear to second, hold it as tight as we can, power out without losing the rear. Out to third, fourth gear as we cross the line to hit a 2-minute 19.173, which is definitely not a bad lap at all. So there you go, our V8 supercar has set its time at the Bathurst Challenge. Now I'm going to risk losing my Australian card and say, if I have to drive that car anytime soon, I would just rather not. I just don't want to do it again. That was absolute torture. I mean, obviously I'm not the best driver in the world, and that clearly shows when trying to tackle this car around the track. But regardless of how hard the car was to drive, the V8 Holden Commodore comes in at a 219.173, which is not the worst time. It definitely beats the BMW, but it doesn't beat the McLaren. It sits in second place. We'll see if there's something else that's faster than it, but right now, it'll take number 2. Now, I know I could get this car a hell of a lot faster through this track with just a little bit more practice, but the whole point of doing 10 laps for every car is to not only measure how fast the car is, but see how hard the car is to drive. And this one has definitely been the hardest so far. The minute you put any sort of pressure on the throttle, the whole rear of the car loses traction and sends you straight into a wall. At least it did for me. But super fun nonetheless, so I will leave the mod down below to check out this car and for the track if you guys want to try this out and let me know what your times are and completely embarrass me. I'm totally fine with that. If you like this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe. I post new videos every week and you don't want to miss them. If you want to come and join our social media, I will leave all the links to our stuff below, or you can pretty much find us anywhere with a search bar searching the game department. Let me know you found this video. If you want to come hang out while we're live, we stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. You should definitely come and check us out and say hello. Other than that, I'm going to leave you to it. I hope you had a good morning. I hope you have a good night. Bye.